Hey, hello everyone, welcome back. So, if you are a trader in India and you are using, let's say, Zerodha or any other broker platform, there is one big mistake that most of the traders do or make, right? They don't follow a proper trading, right? So, they look charts in one platform and then they do the positioning in another system. The PLN, the profit and loss is somewhere else. But when it comes to journaling, they don't even do that. Or even if they write somewhere, they just forget, where they wrote it. And then after a couple of weeks, when you go back to check, which strategies worked and which didn't work, and which mistake they keep repeating, and you have been losing their money. So how their trade performance has been evolving, they don't have any idea, right? And that is the exact reason why I created this whole series. So in this video, or in this series, we are going to build dashboard in Google Sheets, right? In Google Sheets, especially useful for the Indian trader, and we will call it the Aladdin, right? And this will not be just one single sheet in the Google spreadsheet. We are going to build full trading right Google Sheets. So when I say trading system, we will not create orders through the system because I still want you to use the platform. It's about finance, right? It's about money. I don't want you to mess up. I don't want you, or I don't want me to be blamed for messing. But this overall system will really help you out in your day-to-day. Now, what is the real problem? So what is the problem that the Aladdin solving, right? So see, so traders do not lose money because they don't know the indicators. Of course, they do know the indicators. There are many videos, and then people are using it right now. But then they are struggling because they don't have a proper structure of doing the investment or the trading part. They may know what is RSI, they may know what is the moving average, what is price action, what is breakout, and other concepts like VWAP, right? But they still keep losing money, or they still the same problem, right? They overtrade, they don't keep journaling, and they keep on changing their strategy. The thing is, they don't know what they are doing. So they just wake up in the morning and they just see, some news channels in the morning, and, they do the trading part. They don't know whether or not by time, by day, or let's say by month, right? Or by instrument. They keep on repeating the same mistake again and again. The market gives you the feedback every day. But if you do not capture those feedback properly, you will never improve. This system does something like that. So that's why you need to have a dashboard. Now this dashboard will give you the visibility and then turn these random actions into a profit. Right? Now the question comes in why every trader should build Aladdin and Google Sheet, right? So see, when even I was a trader, not trader because I think I was never able to do the trading part because of being an NRI. So and I cannot do the trading, but then I can buy today and sell tomorrow or day after tomorrow, something like that, right? So the information is scattered at different places. If our broker is not able to give us the information that we need, we check in some other website, right? So the charts are somewhere else, and the positions we do at another place, and then we keep on, strategy rules only in there. Most of them, it's we don't keep a journal, right? As a new trader. Now, what Aladdin will be doing, we will bring everything to a single system, right? So we will create this Google Sheet, that we discuss for holdings and then position journals and then the setup alerts. So the Aladdin will create a alert, and then we will also have a review in the Google Sheet, not like you and me, but we will make sure that you don't trade blindly. You have a proper structure. You have a proper, way of doing the trade with the help of, the information that you need, and then you will have enough strategy. So the workflow will be like we have a broker app. Let's say we have Zerodha. We will connect with the Zerodha API, and then we will create a trade journal whenever you do the trading part. Then we will also create multiple strategies which will help you to make decisions. But I'll not do that anything. But then yeah, you will have a dashboard, and then we will have a review loop. So when I say the review loop, it's more like go back to your trading strategy, trading journal. You check what was the mistake that you did in the past, and then act. Right. Now again, what is the problem that allows? So like I said, we will have a fragmented over workflow. So the charts and broker notes, screenshots, reviews will all live in a separate places. So there is no single source of the truth that is, let's say, the window, right? There is no trade memory. So there is no journal that you are following up. So there is no review process. And there's too much of randomness. So we are actually going to solve this problem. So what changes when Aladdin exists? So from, let's say, earlier it will be your random entries, scattered data, weak feedback loop. So from that, we will come back to, we will have a one place for planning, tracking, journaling, and then we are not going to place orders with this system, even though if the API will be able to do that, but then we will not do that, right? So we will plan, track, and so basically this will be your one-stop shop for all the information. Now the question is why to use the Google Sheet for Aladdin? Why not, some website, some Excel sheet, right? So first of all, it's free. The Google Sheet is free, but then you don't need to have any domain or hosting, or you don't need any app store, right? So the viewers, or you can simply start with the Google Sheet that I will be sharing with you. Since it's a now the thing is easy to access for sure. You can access the Google Sheet on your mobile or laptop or on your system. So it's a cloud based. Now why? So how will it be? It will be more like we will create a flexible structure. So we will have tabs like for holding, positions, journals, the watch list, strategies, alerts, and review modules over the time, right? And then we have automation as well. So when I say automation, we will create a menu on the Google spreadsheet, right? And then we will be able to call the API, the Zerodha API or whichever the broker that you have, will be able to call that API, and then we'll create an automated refresh or alert, or we'll have a control. So like it's mentioned, we will have a simple model. So we will have a data tab, we have logical tab, we'll have the dashboards, and then we'll have the review tab, right? Now, this is again, just to go through again, what you will be building, or we will be building within the Aladdin. So we will have holdings, we'll have positions, journals, strategy, alert, and the dashboard, APIs, heat maps, and I mean it's a big project, but it's not like you will see the end product at the end of like 100 videos. No. So with each video, you will get something new. I will make sure that you will get it. Now, how a trader will use Aladdin? You will have pre-market information. So we will have the review watch list, capital and raise. So node plan setup will be there. Then during the market, we will have the track positions and peers, one interactive setup, watch poses and rules, captures, execution nodes, etc. Now, post the market, we'll filter journal notes, tag dates and emotions, review what worked and what not, and then carry lessons to the next step. Right now, these now couple of codes, and also what it is, when we take the code in the Google Workspace, so we will see the menu, and then Google Sheet will start to get the data, real-time data from the. So what I'm saying is I will not share my data. So you have to configure the API. But of course, I will help you to configure it, because there is your data policy. So I cannot share my data with you, right? So I think there is 500 rupees or something for the API, the API, and then you will be able to get historical data and then real-time information. I mean, for 500, I'm not asking you for any money, but this is more like, right? And then this is it, for this video. So if you feel like, this video is really useful for you, please make sure, you subscribe, because from next video, we will start to develop this a lot more, step by step. And maybe in the comments, you can mention, what do you want first, right? Whether you want the connection, whether you want the holdings, dashboard, or positions dashboard. We have trading journals, strategies. We have options trading, options on the alert, right? Or if you think, something which is not covered in this video, if some feature is not covered, you can surely comment, and then we will prioritize it. But like I mentioned, there are like 90 to 100 videos which I already planned, and if I see that that is already there in the future list, maybe I can make it earlier. I can prioritize that, right? So yeah, thank you so much. I think this whole thing is really amazing, right? So let's start this. I'm looking forward for this project, right? Thank you so much. Have a